Fortunately, we are not out of the woods yet. Devastating flooding continues to impact our area, and the river levels you can see right here on the Ohio, they keep on rising. Thanks for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell joins us now. And Mallory, it's been an historic week for severe weather across our area. When can we expect to see that Ohio River crest?
So the Ohio River looks to crest about Wednesday of this week. It's going to take some time to get out of that moderate flood stage. We will likely stay in the moderate flood stage through at least Friday, hoping to see more of that receding water by the weekend. But obviously there is a good reason that we are seeing rivers in moderate to major flood stage. We've had a lot of rain over the past week. Much of this has fallen just in the past couple of days, but many of us picking up anywhere between about 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, even higher amounts in south central Kentucky and western Kentucky as well. And even though today the rain was a lot lighter in nature, it has been lingering. It's starting to make its way out, especially in the Louisville metro into southern Indiana, but we're still seeing some showers hanging on in areas like Adair, Greene, Taylor counties, Nelson County as well. Still seeing some shower activity there. Big picture view showing the boundary that was stuck over us all week. That pushed down to our southeast today, bringing that severe weather threat and the flash flooding threat along with it. This entire system will continue to push off to the east tonight and into tomorrow. In the meantime, we're still dealing with, of course, river flooding until further notice. All of these active flood warnings in place. Temperatures are cooling down behind the front. We're in the lower 40s in Louisville, feeling like the 30s. Winds coming in from the now northeast around 10 miles per hour. So that rain, it's coming to an end. Lows tonight will be in the 30s. We do have a nicer stretch of weather to kick off the work week. I'll have more details on that coming up in our extended forecast.
All right, thank you, Mallory. Frankfort is now under a mandatory curfew. The mayor made the announcement as we were on the air at 6:30. The city is already dealing with significant flooding. This video from Buffalo Trace shows just how high the water has gotten. The distillery says the business is closed to visitors and employees, and they don't yet know the extent of the damage. The site will be closed until at least April 10th. In an update earlier today, the mayor said it is only expected to get worse.
You can see where the green is. That means that those areas should be covered, but this is an uncharted event that we're going through right now. We hope that that's the case, but we can't take anything too lightly here. So there are areas of blue. We'll see water get into downtown. We'll see water get into South Frankfort. So you can see Bell Point is already flooded in some cases.
Drone footage from the city today shows the extent some of what the neighborhoods are dealing with. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said that many homes were already evacuated and now the water supply is limited. This drone captures footage of a neighbor helping another neighbor unload boxes from their house and onto a boat. And tonight we're learning new details about the mandatory evacuation in parts of Carroll County. LG&E confirmed tonight the Dix Dam had a controlled release. Still, the amount of water flowing downstream is causing major concerns for the area. WHAS11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester spoke with residents as they quickly left their homes.
There has been a release at the Dix Dam that is directly impacting downstream.
Carroll County officials placing mandatory evacuations for some residents along the Kentucky River. This comes as serious flooding continues to wreak havoc across Kentuckiana. About 100 people are being evacuated from Carroll County.
This is a significant threat that should be taken seriously. If you fail to evacuate, there is no guarantee in the resources available to help you out.
I spoke with people in Carrollton close by this barricade on Clay Street. Water has already made it past a campground and lot next to the Kentucky River. The residents didn't want to go on camera, some saying they were too emotional with nerves, either preparing or worried about evacuating, while other residents I spoke to believed the news given by the mayor was blown out of proportion. Judge Executive Mike Humphrey says this is an unprecedented and unpredictable release of the dam waters. LG&E posted a statement saying this was a controlled release with a normal amount of water going to the river. South in Colesburg, water where front lawns used to be. It's one of the worst hit areas in Hardin County.
Me and my daughter and granddaughter left out in the got woke up with it and walked down the steps and stepped into about 3 feet of water.
Evacuations on Colesburg Road started very early this morning, and the water has only creeped up more since then. A lot of the homes back here are surrounded by water.
Sometime this week, hopefully we'll get in there and start cleaning it back up, but you never know, you know. Crazy weather in Kentucky.
About 30 people have been evacuated from their homes in Hardin County, with more expected flooding to come in West Point along the Ohio River soon.
Obviously, you know, there's going to have to be some cleanup, and that's just not here. That's all the way across the county.
People now going to hotels or family and friends' homes until the water comes down. For the WHAS 11 team, I'm Clarice Shaley on your side.
And here in Louisville, more roadways are being closed as the Ohio River continues to climb. Governor Beshear said more than 500 roads across the state are closed from the flooding. This video shows Waterfront Park and River Road almost completely submerged by the encroaching waters, and the river is not expected to peak until sometime this week.
What in the world? What? Hey, hey, hey! Hey, we're closed. What are y'all doing here? What? The moose out front should have told you we were closed.
Well, it may be hard to believe, but that is the inside of Captain's Quarters Riverside Grill right along the Ohio River. Owner Andrew Masterson taking a walk through the water-filled restaurant and what he calls a staged bit of fun by friends and workers as they wait out the flooding. He says this is about the 15th flood he's lived through at the riverfront restaurant. I spoke with Masterson earlier this week as he was emptying the entirety of the restaurant, and you can see here he's wading in a few feet of water. He told me this week that it's actually fresh water that they pump into the building as a precaution when the river levels get this high.
As the river water is rising, the fresh water kind of equalizes the water pressure, if you will, and it keeps the dirty water from coming into the building. So the inside of the building, you'll see some of my videos, it's almost like a swimming pool on the inside of the building. So that, you know, keeps the stink of the mud and all the silt out of the nooks and crannies of the walls. So
Masterson says Captain's Quarters has been using this method for about 20 years now. He's expecting the waters to rise another 5 feet in the restaurant. Our local Red Cross has opened 6 shelters across Kentuckiana to help families who have been displaced by the flooding. Beds are open to give people a place to sleep, meals offered, as well as mental, spiritual, and physical health resources. Robbie Elementary School in Shepherdsville is one of the shelters available. With more rain expected, the Red Cross is urging people who need a safe place to seek out one of the open shelters.
I think there's a large need, but people are hesitant to come to a shelter. They're concerned about their property and wanting to take care of that. Our help's here for whenever they're able to get here. And we provide the same help to everybody. We don't discriminate on anybody, or whatever their situation is, they're welcome.
We have a full list of all the 6 open Red Cross shelters on our website, WHAS11.com. And starting tomorrow afternoon at 2, Louisville residents can drop off storm debris. A few locations include Shawnee Park, Tom Sawyer Park, Highview Park, and Fern Creek Park. The free drop-off at these sites is only for residents, and only tree debris will be accepted. Well, across the river, residents are also preparing for the historic flooding. Utica Township leaders have shut down the main roads going into the city. Leaders made the decision Friday as residents had already begun to evacuate. Township leaders say the closures are precautionary to protect residents' belongings. Steve Long, who's Utica's town board president, tells us they've been pumping water out, but they're running out of time to get residents out.
At 31.3, it gets in town. So at about 6 o'clock, the game's over, water's coming in. These homes that you see over here to the right will have water in them, and there's nothing we can do.
They say Utica officials may check IDs of people coming in so that residents can still access their homes. And new here tonight, the Palmyra sewer plant in southern Indiana is currently underwater. They had to shut everything down and are waiting for the water to go down. They said in a statement, quote, "Due to the flooding, we should try to limit the amount of water going into our sewer system at this time. Try to limit your usage on water appliances." That's washing machines, dishwashers, showers, etc., end quote. The Bardstown Fire Department, with the help of the Georgia Task Force, has evacuated about 40 people from the Boston area and Nelson County. Some were rescued by boat, helped by the National Guard. As of this evening, they were still evacuating people from the area. The Beech Fork River is not expected to crest until Tuesday morning. And today, inmates from the Bullitt County Jail were moved to LMDC as severe flooding impacts that county. According to Major Jason Logsden with LMDC, the department got a call this morning from Bullitt County Jail asking if they could house around 80 of their inmates due to flooding. The jail is already crowded. The latest dashboard numbers show there are 8 people over capacity. However, Logsden said they were happy they were able to assist Bullitt County during this time. A 3-vehicle crash occurred on the Clark Memorial Bridge that shut it down operations for several hours. According to LMPD, a car crossed over into the opposite lane, hitting a vehicle and causing it to roll over. This caused another car to crash. Kentucky and Indiana authorities shut down both sides of the bridge today. 2 adults were transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 3rd driver was checked out on scene by EMS, and at this time, no charges are expected, according to LMPD, and the cause of the collision is still under investigation.